Huge hearing today, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Both sides are going to meet with the judge and hash out whether or not the defense can subpoena the homeowner and his sister-in-law for a hearing on Thursday. According to the defense, evidence shows that the homeowner's sister-in-law did some Google searching, including how long does it take to die in the cold the night that O'Keefe was killed. This one has a lot of people scratching their heads. Still with us in San Antonio, Texas, forensic psychologist Dr. John Delatorre, and in East Lansing, Michigan, trial attorney Jamie White. Jamie, to you first. What's your gut tell you? I mean, it's very rare you see a defense attorney this aggressive publicly about a case. They sure are projecting that the Commonwealth has the wrong person here.
Yeah, I think he's doing a fantastic job, Ted. This case, there's so many problems with this case, and I think the prosecutors have jumped to a lurch position, presuming that she has to be responsible, having not maybe fully looked into the evidence. I think that Mr. Giammetti speaks to the forensic evidence, which is important, and it appears to be, at least what's been publicly reported, very clear that he had injuries that are inconsistent with being hit by a car. But more importantly, I think this idea, what troubles me most about this presentation by the prosecutor is that this young family, are exchanging text messages and saying they hate each other and this sort of thing. In context, I would challenge any young family to produce their cell phones where there isn't moments where some things are said that are outside of the scope of what we would consider normal behavior. The idea that leads to her wanting to kill him is ridiculous. And I guess finally, if you're going to kill him, her plan of action is spontaneous. It's not predictable. What's to say that he's not going to live through this and say, my wife tried to kill me? I think the prosecutor is wrong on this one.
Yeah, John, that's a great point by Jamie. From a psychological standpoint, this is not an assassin by any stretch of the imagination. All right, let's say they're drunk, they get into a fight, so she's going to mow him down in the vehicle and drive home. That's no plan for murder. That's a spontaneous action, and then she goes back and starts looking for him. What stands out to you in terms of her behavior and the case overall?
I think number one is the context of everything. Again, yeah, I agree that it would be you'd be hard pressed to find individuals who have been in a relationship that don't have this kind of animosity. But also, it's still a leap to go from I hate you to I'm going to kill you, right? It's not much of a leap, but it's still a leap, right? It's snow covered. Does she have the chains on her car? Is the car slipping? The speed at which it's going, the speed at which you need to hit someone in order to kill them, right? Die by exposure. Like, I don't know. I just don't see this investigation being thought out, thought through, and investigated to its actual completion.
Jamie, it's easy to poke holes in the case at this point, but then the other step in the equation that is being alleged, basically by the defense, is that there's some sort of cover-up, some police, either special treatment because the individual who owned that house was also had law enforcement connection. That's tough for jurors, is it not, to absorb and be convinced of as well? You almost need some concrete proof, which they're trying to get in today through these Google searches. They want to subpoena both the sister-in-law and the owner of the house. Today's pretty crucial, isn't it? Today and tomorrow, to set the rules of the road.
You're very important, and I'm not crazy about that piece of the case, Ted. I don't think it's necessary because my understanding of the evidence, based on a review a couple of weeks ago, is that there's an allegation that other police officers got into a fight with him, and there's been this blue wall of cover-up, and that that may or may not have occurred. But what the defense is arguably creating at this point in time is like a them or her situation, which under the law is not necessary. So they're doing a great job, and I suspect they'll be able to parse that out to some degree, and today will be determinative as to whether or not they even go forward with it. But at the end of the day, I don't think they have to go there as far as other police officers committing this act. They just have to show that there's reasonable doubt that she did not commit it.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating case to monitor. Again, this crucial hearing today and tomorrow. They've extended it. It was supposed to just be Thursday, but now it's a Wednesday, Thursday hearing. And we're all over it. We'll have a team there in Boston covering it, and we'll update you throughout the day here. Coming up, the penalty phase for Joseph Zeiler set to resume next hour. Ooh, what a day here at Court TV. It's busy. Up next, we're going to speak live